Hello and welcome to TheHereticSpot plays Space Hulk Deathwing. I myself have probably the flu, so I'm sorry for my voice and occasionally mumbling, which I do anyway sometimes. Unfortunately, I hope I can manage to get rid of that, but we'll see. For today's episode, we will enter the multiplayer with Chapter 2. Chapter 2, we've played that on the open beta as well, but well, this time it ought to be unbroken. We just had a hot fix, and hopefully it will fix the issues with the multiplayer, with the breaking up of the game, and everything else. But first of all, I will try to comment a bit more as a sense of giving it somewhat of my personal critique. I have no idea if that works or not, but for you, what might be interesting as well is what kind of options do I have in this game? Meaning, what options do we have? Of course, we have our key bindings, which every game has. You can invert a gamepad if you have one on it. The mouse sensitivity. I haven't changed that, and the mouse was a bit, let's say, heavy, a bit slow, but still for the game I think it's rather okay, and my mouse is on the lowest bar so far. So my mouse has something like 800 dpi at the moment. Usually I use it with about 1200. Then of course we have the audio options. We are on 50% with the master volume because on my headset I have the Kingston Cloud 2 and I have it on 30% on the normal volume meter. And if I turn this game up in volume, it gets infinitely louder or more noisy. I almost can't understand anything anymore in that case. It's really loud. We'll have it on 75% because last time I heard that the game set was rather low on volume, but we'll see how that goes. Then of course we have music volume, SFX from our beautiful bullets and explosions, and whatsoever. And those amazingly done voices of the Terminators with the static in it and everything. That is kind of beautiful. As we apply these settings, then we have of course video options. I really haven't done much in here. I just put the screen mode on no borders, so that's easy for me to move the mouse out of the monitor to my next monitor where my recording program OBS is running. OBS is, I think, a fairly good system for recording if you want to have something for free. Then of course we have in here our field of view. Bloom is actually on. I usually put bloom off, but in this game, well, it didn't disturb me that much. But as you can see, when I mouse over it both, it will not tell me what exactly does it do. Of course, we know bloom and we know motion blur. That would be nice to have. The options tell you what it actually means, what you're doing, or what's happening there. Same goes with anti-aliasing. We have several forms of anti-aliasing, but we do not know in which form it will make it better than the normal S1 type. Well, usually I put it on or off, but everything else is on maximum or high. I'm running a i7 6700K with 4 GHz and a 1070. And it runs fairly smooth. Well, it should, because, well, the 1070 is kind of really powerful. I think I haven't changed anything. No, we don't want to have auto-configured. Screen calibration is that dark and for the darkness, shadow, and light option. But it reset it actually. Usually it says, as you can see, move the cursor till the logo on the left side is dark and the statue on the right side is barely visible. We can still see it. I had it last time like this, I think. Maybe one more. Let's confirm that. It gets a bit creepier this way. And then we have our game options, where we have like head bobbing. Well, I'll keep it on medium. I think that's okay. NPC Terminator, hold current order after action. Well, slow-mo during dialogues. That might not be bad, but it wasn't annoying yet. So there was no battle while they were talking, so it's okay. So then we have torch color. We can put on a light on and off. We can have a cold, medium, or warm. I had the standard the medium, which was fairly a normal light as in every game. And of course the difficulty is set to medium. So, here you go. Now we go to the multiplayer option. This is how it looks in the end. For now, we can search for player names or server names. It hasn't worked that well recently. I tried to find some other players, but I couldn't find them even though they were playing. And I even couldn't join after them because the game didn't want me to, for some reasons. But I hope they patch this up. But this time I will host the game. We'll call it THSYT for, as you could guess, TheHereticSpot and YouTube. Chapter 2. So everyone will know we will be in Chapter 2 from the first place. No password, no LAN online, friendly fire. It's nice that we have the option, but probably if I will put this on, or if I would put this on, my team would die in a matter of seconds because I would shoot them without knowing it. Because I barely see anything in this game, because when there are like 50 gene stealers, I just see blood and explosions. So let's host. I'm fairly comfortable with playing the healer, but let's see what we get. Oh, you gotta have to drink something. That bloody flu, I can tell you, it's horrible. So we will have chapter 2 as selected map. And this guy is pretty decent. So this is the heavy assault, as I would say it, or heavy weapon specialist. I'm sorry. Everyone who joins the game has always this guy. That's the only reason why we can have 4 heavy weapon specialists in the game. At the moment, then we have the assault specialist. I don't know how to handle this guy, but you can use him tactically quite good actually, because if you put on a hammer of absolution, he has a shield, and he always could walk in front of the party, getting all the damage. Behind him a healer who patches him up, and behind the healer 2 guys with weapons and abilities. That would be a good force to a good spearhead, let's say it like that. And of course we have the librarian, the main character, so to say. That's the one you play in the single player game. And why isn't the shoulder thing modeled? Everything else seems to be rather well, not so well, it seems. Gonna have to look at the options again. Then, of course, one of my favorites, the healer, the apothecary. Great guy. And the technical specialty. This guy is rather useful as well. He can, if you die, he can get you back in an instant. After, let's say, I think it has a 2 minutes cooldown, but it's still very useful. Let's take the apothecary, confirm, and there are still no players here, unfortunately. My game is open, and yeah, that's the other end of the bargain. If there are no friends online at the moment. I'm sorry, I know I have to drink a rather lot because of my flu. My throat is itching like hell. Yeah, you have to wait for people actually to enter. Of course, you could try to do stuff yourself, but you probably wouldn't get far. Well, this is the waiting game. Overall, the game is fun for me. I really like it. But the downside is, of course, oh, I gotta have to drink again. I probably can't talk for much longer, for F's sake. But to continue, I'm sorry again. The downside is that, of course, in the multiplayer, if you're not in there with friends but just want to have a game for yourself, you have to wait a long time to get in there. And since I want to show you the second chapter, I want to start from the beginning, and that's why I want to host the game. I will probably not continue this video for much longer because it makes no sense to make you wait so we can start a game in like 15 minutes when I get people in here, which is not fun for you and not fun for me. I would start another video when I have a party and continue with that, but what I wanted to say anyway is that for the game itself, it is fun. If you have a party, if you have someone to play with, or if you just join another game and people are communicating with you either through chat or they give you a address for Skype, TeamSpeak, or Discord or something else. It is a lot of fun. It has a good pressure on the action. The graphics are great, and it has quite high potential to become a good game which will last longer. Okay, they have to push on content, of course, to enlarge and to enrich the game with more stuff to do. Maybe different characters, different weapons, because at the moment we are quite limited in weapons, as you saw. In the multiplayer, that is everything the apothecary has. Same goes for the technical specialty, the librarian, the heavy weapon specialist, and the assault specialty. That's all the weapons I have here in this multiplayer at the moment. That would be nice if they could get more. I mean, in the single player, the librarian has like almost a dozen or more than a dozen weapons to choose from after a certain kind of level is reached, or you found some stuff on the ship, which is kind of nice. You can find relics, and through the relics you might get even more points to spend on your character, and as well as a continuous level design, because you have to level the guy up in every chapter. Start with level 1, ending with level, let's say, 8 or 9 is most of the time the normal thing. But yeah, but the crashes we had before that, we had servers up, we played for like half the game, and then either the host dropped or players dropped and couldn't rejoin. That is a thing that those stuff kills the game more or less, because that will kill the fun. That this will get players not to want to play this game because they have the thought that this game will crash anyway, so why bother? So let's do something else, play something else, which is not good for a game like this, or the guys who made it, as well as the reputation. I mean, we have your Warhammer 40k. Warhammer 40k is from the fan service wise, it is a well received title, Warhammer 40k, but not well made in the past years, where there were many games, but most of the games were, so to say, shit, and absolutely not worth their money. This one, I would say, like similar to the Space Marine title, which came out 4 years ago. This is fun playing, and of course you can have the multiplayer and the single player, and both are really fluid in their way how to proceed. But first, as you can see, still no one entered. We are on 16 minutes now on the recording. But yeah, that is something that has to be focused on the crashing, on the bugs, of course. The multiplayer, I would be glad if there were more filters, more option to divert it to search in different areas, like where you want to play and what region you want to play, or what chapter you want to play, that you can do a bit more on that. But overall, it's a good game. If I would pay now about 50 to 60 euro to buy this game, I'm not sure yet, because it still feels somewhat unfinished. I wasn't able now to play the game in the multiplayer after they patched it, because we're still waiting. But when I'm in the game and when I'm playing with people, it is great. Only thing missing is internal communication. Most of the time, no one wants to write stuff because that takes too much time. If there's something, then push the talk button and say something for tactical use. That is something I haven't seen. Let's see if it has a push to talk option actually, because I haven't found one yet. It would be nice, of course, because that would make us able to talk in-game when we're not using any programs, because you're not inclined to. You don't have to. You shouldn't have to install a program like, let's say, TeamSpeak or Skype or something else to communicate with other players. There should be an in-game option to make the communication easier. So let's see, we have movements. Dome. C slot. Nope. Nothing so far. There's torch. Well, it says torch, but it's just a normal flashlight. As they call torch is somewhat silly. But what I am missing as well is the button for the writing. You can write in the game, but at least I didn't see it. I thought it was T. No, T is torch. Oh, it's probably like something like Y or Z. Oh, well. I haven't played much of Deathwing today, even though I started like, hello, welcome to me, I'm playing blah blah blah. But this was now a bit of the options and multiplayer options you have there. I hope you can enjoy this video for a moment, and if you like it, then do so. If not, then don't. I'm not doing that for money, I'm doing it for fun. And if there is any critique from you, or anything you miss, or I missed in this case, please tell me, ask me stuff like, hey, can you maybe show us something like from the single player, a chapter, or just join a certain chapter of the multiplayer. I will try to do so. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.